Hello, how are you guys? Here again to chat with you. I love coming live with you guys every single week. I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on Instagram, and then we put this video up on YouTube. And I'm just so happy to reach all of you on such a regular basis. And I appreciate that you allow me into your life. So thank you so much. For those of you that are new to me, I'm Amy Raup of amyraup.com, and I am a women's health, wellness, fertility guru, expert, whatever you want to call it. I've been a licensed acupuncturist and herbalist in private practice for 17 years. I've been practicing traditional Chinese medicine for 21 years and have had a special focus on women's health and fertility for a very long time. Prior to being an acupuncturist, I was a research scientist, a biologist. I have a biology and chemistry degree, and yeah, just an overall, nerd. I love to study functional medicine and Chinese herbs and spirituality, and nutrition, and I bring all of that to you so I can best support you. And those of you requesting to join me live, this is not one of my fertility hot seats. This is just my weekly live. So my fertility hot seats happen every other Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And that's where one of you can request to join me live on Instagram. And so for Facebook and YouTubers, make sure you're following me on Instagram, because it's an amazing opportunity to join me live and get a free 15-minute consult with me and pick my brain about your case, your fertility case, because I've been doing this a really long time. And many of the reproductive endocrinologists I work with are astonished at the level of smarts I have around fertility and treatments that are best for women, and how I can best support you. So that's every other Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So just mark your calendars or follow me on Instagram, because we do give you a reminder, and then you know how to mark your calendars and you can be there. But this week we're talking about how your skin tells me stuff about your fertility. Let me say it again. This week we're talking about what your skin tells me about your health and ultimately your fertility. So I've authored quite a few books. This one's quite popular with the fertility community. It's called Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. It's always in the top 10 somewhere on Amazon. This is another one of my amazing books called Body Belief, which came out about 2 years ago. My very first book, Chill Out and Get Healthy. You can find all of these on my website, amyraup.com, but you can also find them on Amazon. And all of them talk, about similar things, about how health is an extension of your mental, emotional, physical, nutritional counterparts, and they cannot be separated out. And this book in particular, we talk a lot about how your fertility is just an extension of your health. And again, health is mental, it's emotional, it's physical, it's nutritional. So all of those things are super important. And for me as a diagnostician, which again, been doing this a long freaking time, and then I continue to study with a mentor to become an even better diagnostician, an even better herbalist. And I'm also studying functional medicine to become an even better practitioner for all of you guys. So what the best part about all these studies reminds me of is the core is still the truth. And what I always say at the core is your fertility is an extension of your health. And so when we talk about, when you come to see me or one of my associates for a virtual consult, if you're coaching with us or you're coming to see us in the clinic for acupuncture and Chinese medicine treatments, we do our Chinese medicine intake. And so Chinese medicine, acupuncture is one facet of Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine is Chinese herbs, it's Chinese diet, and I would just say diet and lifestyle. It's your mental, emotional health, it's your movement, and all of that together creates what is called Chinese medicine. And when we do our Chinese medicine intake, we look at every single component of your body, how it's functioning. And from that information, we devise a treatment plan for you that's going to help you, believe it or not, optimize your health and then ultimately your fertility. Because your fertility, again, I'm going to be really, 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 really redundant on purpose. Your fertility is an extension of your health. They are not separate. Your fertility is not just your age. It is not just your FSH. It is not just your AMH. It is not even just the regularity of your menstrual cycles. It is all these things combined. It's mental, emotional health, plus physical, nutritional health, plus movement, plus joy and lifestyle and all the things combined. And that's what my team and I are amazing at helping women with. We're helping you maximize your vitality, because when you have a lot of vitality, when you have an overabundance of qi and blood and essence and jing and all the good things that we talk about, our vital substances in Chinese medicine, you are a fertile mama. Yes. And you can be a fertile mama, as I say in this book, even into your 40s, even into your 40s. So keep all that in mind. So today's topic is specifically about your skin. Everybody wants better skin, right? Everybody, even as we age. Like me, I've been doing my gua sha every day because I don't really love how I'm starting to sag here a little bit. Now everybody's going to see my sagging jawline. But I'm doing my daily gua sha, and if I smile a lot, you can't really see it. So, but people always compliment me on how my skin glows, and oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. You have such amazing skin. Oh my gosh, how old are you? You have amazing skin. And I do use my own skincare products, which I think help. Amy Rout Beauty is all natural. You can eat it. It's that clean. And I've been practicing a non-toxic lifestyle for a very long time, like 10 plus years. And so that comes down to, I don't use bath and beauty products on my skin that I literally couldn't eat or that aren't super duper clean. And, all the chemical exposures in my house are severely limited, like from our carpets to our cleaning agents, to our dish detergent, to our laundry detergent, to the sheets we sleep on, like supremely non-toxic in this house. And so I think that lends itself to why my skin is the way it is. But then also the food I eat, the thoughts I think, the supplements I take. So we say in Chinese medicine, by the age of 40, the mind is visible on the face. That's kind of scary. By the age of 40, the mind is visible on the face. So if you are a stressed out, anxious, sleep-deprived human, worry, you're going to have lines, you're going to have wrinkles, you're going to have, stuff that's showing us your age and the amount of stress and worry you've had in your life. You can undo a lot of that with a lot of mindset work, with diet, with supplements. But so from a Chinese medicine perspective, when we're doing that new patient intake, the things that we ask about, and any of you guys who have worked with me or worked with another Chinese medicine practitioner or anyone on my team, we get into this. And we have what we call our red flag symptom list. So there's a checklist in our new patient paperwork too that you go through and you check off, like if you're experiencing anxiety or constipation or skin issues. And so then we kind of nail them down. But the most common skin issues are things like acne, psoriasis, eczema, dry skin, dry scalp, herpes zoster, also known as shingles, any tinea skin infections, those little fungal infections that people get, like athlete's foot or ringworm. Another one, did I say rosacea? Rosacea. So acne, eczema, psoriasis. I have a list. Eczema, psoriasis, hives. I didn't say hives. Rosacea, dry skin, just like rashy skin, those little bumps up here on your arm that some people get that are like those white, kind of nondescript little bumps. Any tinea infection, so that's athlete's foot, or any fungal infection, dry scalp, dry skin, dry ashy skin, dry nails that peel, cuticles that are dry. All of that gives us a really good idea of what is going on the inside. So if someone has like red, rashy, inflamed, itchy skin, so that was me 20 years ago. I had really bad eczema. I was an eczema sufferer my whole young adult life, young childhood and young adult life. In my 20s, when I found Chinese medicine and started really shifting my diet and using herbs and eating, I was a vegetarian for many years too, and ate a very unhealthy vegetarian diet. When I shifted to eating more animal protein and cleaner foods and cleaned up all the things, my eczema actually started to go away. And also emotionally, I was in a relationship that I wasn't happy with myself, and I wasn't happy with him, and I'd been with him for 6 years, and and my eczema just erupted. So it was red, it was hot, it was itchy, it was inflamed. It was me screaming from the inside out. So when I see, or my associates see, red, hot, itchy, inflamed skin conditions, we automatically think from a Chinese medicine perspective, heat. Something is erupting from the inside out. Now, that could be emotional, that could be toxins in your environment, that could be toxins in your food. But what it is definitely is not a healthy environment for fertility. It's a sign to us that health is not thriving. And if you have itchy skin conditions and you're using a cream every day to make it go away, you still have an itchy skin condition that we need to treat. That cream is a band-aid. That is not fixing your health from the inside out. Your skin is an external manifestation of your internal health. So itchy, red, mine was pussy, oozy. Oh my God, it was disgusting. My eczema. I had it all over. I talk about this in one of my books. I had it all over. So I was engaged. I had it all over just this hand, not this hand, just this hand. I saw every allergist under the sun. Do you think it's a platinum? I had a platinum engagement ring at the time. Do you think it's a platinum allergy? Do you think? And my friend, who is a nurse in the medical field, finally one day she was like, I actually think it's an allergy to maybe your fiance, who you're about to marry. I was 28 or 29 at the time. And when I broke the engagement, voila, the eczema started clearing up. I started speaking my truth and some of my heat started clearing. Very interesting. So Chinese medicine is amazing at this. So we would give you dietary recommendations, herbal recommendations, lifestyle recommendations, and mental emotional recommendations to clear that heat, right? Then if we see things like shingles is another good sign of a heat and an infection. But with shingles, I think more about to the immune system. Something's going on with the immune system because you are getting this virus that's inside of you is having the opportunity to show itself over and over again. Some people, and really we're the only this is the only generation that people are getting shingles like in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Used to only happen in 60s and 70s. And so something's happened constitutionally to us that we're getting really run down by our lifestyle, our diet, our supplements, our toxic exposures. And this virus keeps showing up. It's like HPV as well. It just keeps showing up because your body isn't strong enough to fight it, and it should be. And so that tells me a little bit about resiliency, but then also about some heat and stagnation in the body. Acne is another thing. If you guys, again, have worked with me or my associates, we ask details about acne. Is it little tiny whiteheads? Is it cystic? What part of your body does it come on? Red, lumpy, and, I see a question. Can you please respond to questions here? So as long as they pertain to this live and this topic, I will definitely answer questions here. And my team is on too, and they're answering questions as well. So just so you know. When we are on topic, we stay on topic, guys, okay? Because I talk a lot to you guys. So acne is another thing where if it's like cystic, deep, I think heat, I think stagnation, and I think dampness. And all those things are really important to treat from a Chinese medicine perspective as well, because if there's heat here on your skin or here or on your back, there's heat somewhere else in your body, and heat isn't very friendly to blood or yin, and yin is necessary. Blood is necessary to create juicy, healthy follicles in those ovaries. And if we don't have enough blood in yin, if the heat is maybe burning that up, or it's complicating or constraining the quality of your blood, you're going to have poor quality follicles developing, or it's a poor quality environment. So we gotta excrete that heat. We gotta excrete that phlegm, and we have to help transform get your heat out, transform that dampness to then allow your health and fertility to thrive. I did just speak about eczema, but I'm going to get to different types. So the red, itchy, hot eczema I was just speaking about, so you can watch that after this video is over. You can rewind. And then now I was just talking about shingles, psoriasis and eczema that are like dry, flaky, not red, hot, inflamed. Tell me a different story. That maybe there was heat there for a long time, and now the heat has kind of dried everything out, and now we're just dry. And now we really got to go in and nourish, because when we're dry on the inside, so that's dry skin, that's dry scalp, that could be dry eczema, dry psoriasis, not the weepy, wet, red kind, but the dry, flaky kind, tells me a different story. Tells me there's significant dryness on the inside. And significant dryness, that same thing, that blood and that yin is compromised. And without healthy blood and yin, it is hard to go and make a healthy baby, because you probably don't have a very healthy blood flow. from your, in this, again, I'm generally speaking. If you want more details, go to my book, Yes, You Can Get Pregnant, because I do have a quiz in the back from a Chinese medicine perspective. Get the book, take the quiz, and you'll start to understand what pattern you are from a Chinese medicine perspective. Set up coaching calls with me or my team, see your acupuncturist, work that through, because there's so many things we can do. But generally speaking, when there's a lot of dryness, you'll see it elsewhere too. You'll see peeling nails, dry cuticles, dry skin, like scaly dry skin, dry scalp, dandruff. Blood is not getting properly nourished. And when blood is not getting properly nourished, the uterine lining doesn't get as thick and as full as it could be. The follicles in your ovaries don't get all the nourishment they need to mature into healthy, juicy babies. So we got to go. And then it's about why. Why is it dry in there, right? So that's where the diagnostician part comes in. That's where my team and I are so good. We are detectives. We help peel apart the pieces. Why is she dry? Is she dry because she was hot for a really long time in the heat? Is she dry because she's got a lot of anger on the inside? Is she dry because her digestion doesn't work well and it can't actually digest the food, and so nobody's getting the nourishment? There's so many different reasons there could be dryness, and we have to figure that part out and then help you flourish. And so as you start to flourish, your skin will start to get better. Another thing I see a lot with eczema, psoriasis, either style eczema, psoriasis, and then also rosacea, even dry scalp, which is typically eczema on the scalp. It's just dry scalp, they call it. But eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, hives. Hives are another common skin condition that tell me a lot about your health. But what I commonly see too is there are food intolerances. Now, this is more of my functional medicine brain. Chinese medicine would just say something you're eating, you're not properly digesting or absorbing because your body's taking in this food. And we make blood from a Chinese medicine perspective by the food that we eat, the air we consume, the air we breathe, and something that you're consuming is not being properly digested, and then therefore your body can't make the blood that it needs to nourish the tissues. So you're seeing the systemic dryness or the systemic inflammation, if you will, the red itchy too. You know that it's like there's something going into your system that's causing inflammation and or inability to digest. And so from a functional medicine perspective, which again, I do have a Western medical background training, and then now I'm also studying functional medicine, so have a lot of that too to bring to the table. What that tells me is it's typically a food intolerance. So for me, I can speak solely to my eczema because I was doing this in my 20s and wasn't trying to make a baby. When I cut out gluten, dairy, soy, eczema basically was a non-existent thing for me, and I cut back on my sugar. Eczema went away. Then as I got cleaner and cleaner, non-toxic bath and beauty products, as I got spiritually more aligned, spoke my truth more, lived in my moment, in my presence, felt all my feelings, I don't get eczema anymore. I haven't had an eczema outbreak in like a decade. It's amazing. And I lived with it my whole entire life. I also do take like 2 to 3 grams of fish oil every day, which I think is a game changer for my skin and anybody's skin. And the way we see fish oil from a Chinese medicine perspective, it nourishes that yin and that blood. It makes juicy, healthy follicles in there. Fish oil should be in everybody's cabinet and in everybody's mouth every single day. And then you should also eat good, healthy fish. You know, I think I say 8 to 12 servings a week of a fatty fish. But what these skin conditions tell me is something is awry on the inside. Your body is not getting the nourishment it needs for some reason. And that's our job as the Chinese medicine practitioners to figure that out. Is it stuck emotions? Is it unresolved emotions, grief, sadness, anger? Is it poor diet? Is it that, like, I have girls too that are eating super clean. They're doing like a paleo style diet, but they still have skin issues. Guess what? It's probably nuts or beans or nightshade vegetables, which is what we do in my fertility reboot. And I talk a lot about in my book, Body Belief, is to do a full elimination diet. And that is eliminating all the way down to even the healthy foods. We just had a girl in the reboot ask, why am I removing chia seeds? I thought seeds were so good for my fertility. Everybody tells me the seed cycle. Seeds are typically great for fertility and for nourishing the yin, but not for everybody, especially if you have autoimmune conditions. Eczema and psoriasis make me think, and rosacea make me think that you're headed or you have a pre-existing autoimmune condition, because they have a lot of similar characteristics. I'm not diagnosing anybody right now, but for me and my team, it's a major red flag. Our ears go right up like, okay, something else is going on in here. There's a malabsorption issue. There's an inflammatory situation going on. We got to get to the bottom of it. And typically the elimination diet is what makes the magic happen, because we remove all the potential noxious substances. Alopecia, that's a good one. I'll get to that in a second, Lauren. That's a great one. I Googled the top 10 most common skin conditions, and alopecia was not in there. Interesting, but I'll get to it in a second. But so we then do an elimination diet, see what your skin does. I just had a girl who fully did my diet, wasn't totally changing, but then I realized, or she realized, it was a histamine reaction. That's a whole other level of things. So that's the hives, girls, or like the itchy red random skin stuff. That could be a histamine reaction. I have a whole article that I've done. I think I've done a Facebook Live on it somewhere. I can't really recall right now, but is histamine affecting your fertility? And that's about, any food has histamine. Any fermented food has histamine. It's hard to avoid all histamines, but you get a low histamine diet and you can start to see your symptoms get better. But a histamine reaction also is a clue for me that your body is maybe having an allergic response to pregnancy. It's not allowing pregnancy to happen. And that is common in those population, the population of women that have recurrent pregnancy losses, which it's devastating, and any loss is devastating. Recurrent losses are a whole other layer of devastation. And that's when I'm getting like autoimmune. My autoimmune years go up. I'm getting you to an autoimmune specialist, to a reproductive immunologist, not a reproductive endocrinologist. And we are getting a full workup that we suspect your body has such inflammation, such a strong immune system reaction to things that it's rejecting sperm, it's rejecting a pregnancy. And so, but believe it or not, the skin can be the only thing. I had a girl years ago. She came to me for fertility because she was having losses. And simple question that I learned from the late great Dr. Jeffrey Braverman, who taught me a lot about reproductive immunology. Ask them, when they get pregnant, do they get flu-like symptoms or hives or a rash? He said, that should be one of your questions. And he's like, and if they answer yes, it's an allergic reaction to a pregnancy. Well, this girl, I was like, so anything happen when you find out you're pregnant? She's like, oh my God, I feel like I have the flu. Like I am like, and I get these crazy welts all over my body. I remember being like, oh my God. And, referred her to him right away. And like, healthy baby boy, we went on to figure it out. The diet helped tremendously. And then we needed some extra support from reproductive immunology. And it worked out. She went on to carry. She was being told she needed IVF with probably donor eggs or PGS tested embryos, but she didn't at all. She just needed to manage her inflammation and her immune reaction. But believe it or not, the skin gives me so much information about what is going on in the body. Again, the skin is the external manifestation of the internal health. So the alopecia, I'm going to address that now so I don't lose that question. Same kind of thing. So I would think about, right away from a Chinese medicine perspective, we're going to think about what's blocking the energy from getting up here to nourish the scalp. So it's very similar to dry scalp. Why is there a lack of basically communication up here? So there's some kind of blockage, or there's just such deep, we would say cold or stagnation, that things aren't properly flowing. So it's about opening up the flow. A lot of times too, we know from a Western perspective, there's a hormonal imbalance in there. That's common to see it with PCOS clients, right? And so again, it's about managing blood sugar. It's about managing blood flow. It's about PCOS. The classic PCOS tends to have a lot of stagnation, dampness, poor quality blood from a Chinese medicine perspective. So that's all the stuff that we start to work on. But acupuncture is amazing for alopecia. I mean, I think it's amazing for all these skin conditions, but understanding too, Chinese medicine is amazing for it, because we do diet, we do lifestyle, we do supplements, we do herbs, and we do acupuncture. All of these things together. But it is something like, you don't have to be healed or cured from your skin condition in order for you to be able to get pregnant. So I don't want you to take that away from this. You could, but I want to see improvements in it. And I want to see that you can figure it out and that it's more controlled. That then gives me an idea that your body is more, has more abundance and is ready to make that juicy, healthy baby, right? One other thing I want to talk about is like the tinea infection, so the fungal infections. And I talk about this a lot in my upcoming book in the egg quality diet, which I do think is not discussed enough anywhere in the literature that I can find, is like, what is our gut health and how does it impact our fertility? And so even from a Chinese medicine perspective, we've been talking about this for thousands of years. It is all about restoring that earth element, which is our gut, all about restoring digestion. When we see tinea infections, fungal infections, I automatically think there is gut dysbiosis, that there's leaky gut, you are overrun with the wrong kind of bacteria, and we got to fix that. And again, we pretty much go back to an elimination diet and the right supplements, but a lot of gut healing, a lot of bone broth, a lot of really restoring the gut health and that gut barrier, and antimicrobials. So might use antimicrobial herbs typically in a situation like that. Again, I'm a certified an herbalist, and I've been studying with a master herbalist for 7 years at this point, and most of my associates are also herbalists. So we use a lot of Chinese herbs in our in our treatment of our patients. What to do to speed up getting a period after early miscarriage. So that doesn't pertain to today's message, and I'm sorry, but I'll just give you one quick answer. Castor oil packs. And let's see. Great topic. I have some serious eczema. Do you have any recommendations for fertility safe dandruff shampoo? I don't. I think I would do like a coconut oil scalp treatment or avocado scalp treatment on a regular basis, like maybe once every other week, and lots of fish oil. Fish oil is the key for dryness. And that you're also absorbing your nutrition. So I would do the elimination diet. Like if you haven't tried the elimination diet, my egg quality diet book is an elimination diet as well, and it will be out June 13th. So keep your ears and your eyes open for that. And all our, we're going to have lots of fun stuff promoting that. If you haven't changed your diet, you have to. Like, you can use the dandruff shampoo, but remember, it's a Band-Aid, guys. Just like your eczema cream, it's a Band-Aid. It's not treating it from the inside out. We need to nourish and flourish from the inside out. Then our skin should be glowing. Rosacea on the face, so I believe I did. So again, that's heat and stagnation, and it's mainly in this area. So some of it's Chong, which is hormonal, and some of it's stomach. Heat, which makes me think digestion. So I'm going after those girls. I tend to see they do really well on autoimmune paleo rosacea patients. So nightshades are a huge trigger, and beans can be a huge trigger for rosacea patients. And of course, the obvious offenders: gluten, dairy, soy, caffeine, alcohol. Best body wash for eczema. Again, I'm going to say the same thing. Like, you got to treat it from the inside out. So these are all topical treatments. I used to always do like a nice bath with baking soda, Epsom salt or magnesium salts, and then ground up oatmeal. That was the best. I love that. And Aveeno makes a nice oatmeal bath. That's really yummy for skin. I have an Amy approved bath and body list that we did post here on Facebook, Instagram, if you guys want that. So it's all the Amy approved bath, body, skincare recommendations, and we have body washes and shampoos on there. So just DM us. And let's see, I love how I spell your name. Oh, you too, Amy Spencer. I love that. This is an error link, replying to Rachel. Okay. It just worked for me. We're having some site issues. We are having some website issues for some godforsaken reason. So be patient with my website today, guys. And then Beth is just sharing posts. What about severe acne on the chin after a miscarriage? Does acne at 40 indicate something? So it's heat, and this is the hormonal area. So I would say, so when there's heat, when we see that red, inflamed, like acne, eczema, psoriasis, shingles, rosacea, we not only want to think about like heat from our diet, so meaning heat an inflammation from foods we're eating that are inflammatory, like sugar or soy or dairy or gluten, nightshade vegetables, spicy foods. We also want to think about emotional heat, which is typically anxiety or anger. And there's always a correlation. And I can say that for myself with my eczema. When it was red, hot, and inflamed, there was a lot of deep down anger in me that had to come out and get resolved. And so I want you to think about that like I said, by the age of 40, the mind is visible on the face. And so to think about that like there's an explosion happening from the inside out. Your skin is erupting. And so where do you need to erupt? What do you need to erupt out? What do you need to process? I know for me after my miscarriage, it was a ton of anger. I was so fucking pissed about so many things, but I was pissed about that. And I had to work through that anger. And the eruptions, my eruptions manifested in cysts, which were very interesting, in ovarian cysts, and I had to work through that. But so to think about that too, of like, there's anger, and even in like the sunken pale patchy rosacea, pale patchy psoriasis, that scaly kind of almost gray looking color skin, that I a lot of times can see deep grief in there. And so where is the emotional correlation to really be looking at that? Again, skin is an external manifestation of health. Health is mental, emotional, physical, and nutritional. Okay. So any recommendations for dry skin? So I did make a bunch of them in the beginning, so maybe go back and watch. But generally speaking, you really need to eat a lot of good quality fats. So the other thing that I think is really interesting too is like the best fertility diet is like a diet that's pretty high in fat and protein. And so like we're talking like upwards of like 40-45% fat a day. And so that's like ghee and coconut oil and egg yolks and bone broth and what else? Avocados, like all the things that are in. I'm doing bone broth, avocado, a ton of green vegetables, egg, all in here. This is my now it's lunchtime, but I've been sipping on it since 10:30. Nuts, seeds, if you can tolerate them, all amazing for your skin. Fish oil, again, I can't say it enough, a really good quality. And if you guys want my recommended supplements, they're all on my website. Go there under amyrapp.com. You'll see the recommended supplements page. All my bath and beauty products are listed on there. Everything that I kind of love, but fish oil is so damn imperative to good, healthy, nourished skin and good, healthy egg quality, good, healthy, nourished eggs. Your B vitamins, your greens, you need to be getting 6 to 8 servings of good, healthy, juicy green vegetables in every day, or any kind of vegetable, and that they're cooked, not raw. Raw food is very cold to the system, and if someone's already dry, it's going to make things worse. How to prevent shingles outbreaks from happening again. You really have to work on your immune system. Again, N-acetylcysteine I really like 600, 1200 milligrams a day. I would take garlic every day, raw garlic, vitamin D, bone broth, like cut out sugar from your diet altogether. Lots of bone broth every day. Getting enough sleep, enough rest, making sure you're dealing with the emotional stuff, because the worry and the anxiety is really correlated to shingles as well. So the heat on the inside, make sure you're working through that. These are some great questions. This is a great live, guys. I love it. And let's see. Okay. Let's see. All right, guys. So this is great. So if you have any more questions, Instagram, you can DM us. Facebook, you can message us. We shared a bunch of links on Facebook, Instagram, all you guys, and YouTube. If you want more information on the products that I like and recommend and the supplements that I like and recommend, head over to my website, amyrapp.com. You can read more about this whole theory as it relates to fertility in this book. It's a bestseller for a reason. It's helped thousands and thousands of women all over the world, and it continues to do so. Selling better now than it ever has, which is such a blessing. And keep an eye out for my next book, which is called The Egg Quality Diet. It's 100 days to balance your hormones, reduce inflammation, and improve egg quality. And so it's a 100-day diet. I'm really excited to share that with you guys. It'll be out soon, so keep your ears and eyes out for that. And I'm going to go. And any of you guys that are in my Fertility Reboot program, I'll see you in about 20 minutes there for our second group coaching call. Can't wait. All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye. Goodbye.